You have now arrived at Stadium and Gale.
The snap, the kick, it's been blocked again! Oh my! It's been blocked again! He's going to heave one deep down the field. It's going to be to the goal line. It's going to be gone! It's a touchdown! And the Gators have won the game! Tyree Cleveland! Oh my! I can't believe what I just saw! Dropping back to throw. Thompson fires the ball over the middle. It's Dory! It's Dory! Got a touchdown! Dory's got a touchdown! Oh my! Dory's got a touchdown! Hands it off to Harvin. He comes back. Say goodbye!
Ahmad Black, in his final game as a Gator, takes it all the way home and sends Urban out a winner.
You have now arrived at Stadium and Gale.
Ladies and gents, I don't know why. There we go. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Stadium and Gale. It's your boy Corey.
Mute.
Muted all of us. It's Dan.
And your boy J Scott 25. What's good, y'all boys?
It's good to be back.
Good to have my boy Dan back in the building, man.
Welcome back to the stateside, man.
Appreciate it. The internet told me to go away. So went away for a couple weeks. It's good to be gone. Appreciate everybody for asking. I'm good. I had a great trip. I had a fun time. No, I did not plan a trip because the internet told me to go away. But I was in Switzerland, Germany, France, London. I came back last week. So it's good to be back. Missed you boys. Listened to the show. I think I'm needed back, you know. You keep the audio, keep the internet, keep the flow going. But
yeah,
it's good to be back.
It was a little clunky last week, man. Nick was on the road. I was in the office, and I got a good lesson on my Wi-Fi not being as strong as I thought it was at the office, man. So very clunky show. Glad to have you back. It was just the most opulent IG story that I was watching in the last, like, all of 2025, man. Just opulence, good travel. I need to go abroad. That was my my lesson that I learned from your whole vacation. I need to get abroad, man. Good times.
Yeah, it was incredible. We went to the Christmas market, so we did 12 days of Christmas market, 13 days of Christmas market. So it was really cool. It was one of those bucket list trips for me. That I've always wanted to go on and see different parts of Europe, different parts of the world, meet a lot of different people. So if you ever get the chance, or if that's something that's interesting or intriguing to you, would love to talk to you about what that trip looked like for me. But it was a really great experience, but glad to be back, glad to have ice in my water, glad to be given water at a restaurant. They don't do that very often unless you ask for it over there, but a really cool, really great experience, and got to see one of my best friends that lives in London. Haven't seen her in a while, and but good to be back. Lots happened since I've been gone. Woke up first day at like 3 a.m. with jet lag, and that's when Tennessee was putting a whooping on Florida. Next week, kind of same thing. Never really adjusted to the sleep schedule. Woke up. Went to bed, woke up, Florida's beating FSU's rear end. And then obviously with the Jon Sumrall news, the announcement of a new defense coordinator, a new offense coordinator. Man, it's good to be back in the States and talking about all of this with you guys. Since that happened, how have you guys been? How the last couple of weeks been? Good Thanksgiving, I presume?
Beautiful Thanksgiving, man. Good food, you know, family, always good vibes. You know, we made some hires. The Florida State game is always good to get that win in the down season, to beat them and to also watch them keep such a poverty coach because they can't afford to fire him. You know, misery loves company, but they're a little bit lower than us. So I appreciate them just, you know, being a little bit lower than where we are right now, man. So I have no complaints, man. End of the year, it's December. The weather's great.
Yep.
Scarlett 25. What's up with it, man?
Yeah, man, I had a great Thanksgiving too, man. Like you said, the FSU win was a big one for me. I had a lot of Florida State haters in the building during Thanksgiving. My brother-in-law goes to Florida State. He was down there, so I got him early. He bet me 200 push-ups on command. I had him doing like 100 something, but I had him doing hella push by like third quarter. He was out there. He already
Yeah.
surrendered. So it was good vibes, good family vibes, and glad we got the dub and I could talk my junk.
Already, man.
Already. Well, Nick is in New York City. He'll be joining shortly. The chat was going bonkers. They're like, get started. Show's always late. Jordan was telling me you guys were late last week, so it's like we got to be there for the fan base. So, Corey, let's get a Brunt ad read and let's get on with the show.
One time for the great folks at Brunt Insurance and Financial Services. Anything you need insured, from the Panhandle to the Keys, my man Greg got you. Home, auto, life, motorcycles, RVs, boats. If you got it, if it floats, if it has wheels, my man Greg can definitely insure you. If you already have insurance, give Greg a call. I'm pretty sure he can save you money, or visit him at bruntinsurance.com. Again, that phone number is 954-589-2204. Big coverage, big policies, the best of the best. Greg.
What it do, baby?
There we go.
All right, gentlemen. So we got the chance to, or you guys got the chance to talk a little bit about Jon Sumrall right after kind of his announcement and then his first press conference. Let's dive into it a little bit more. Obviously, the fan base, was kind of expecting Lane Kiffin. It didn't go that direction. They moved quickly on Jon Sumrall. Over the last, let's just say, week or so, what are your thoughts? What are you guys thinking about? And we're going to talk about offense coordinator and defense coordinator separately, but just kind of overall mood, tenor, discussion around the program.
I think the vibes are high, as they should be. You know how we Gator fans do. Even if we're down for a minute, man, we found a way to be happy and to spend it when Jim McElwain got hired. But just speaking to just more coaches, because, I've been digging around. Signing day was last week, so I was on the phone with a few coaches, and they went out of their way to tell me they saw my tweets and they thought I was over exaggerating and just being a little bit dramatic, which that's just my vibe, bro. I'm gonna keep it plain. When things go down, I'm gonna be, get my true feelings about things. But speaking to some guys, they speak very highly of this dude and they think he's a rock star. So just watching the presser, I thought he did a good job. That opening Kiffin joke is better in hindsight, but at the time it was cringe. But as he went through the presser, just impressed from it, just being a football guy. He's a rah-rah football guy, right? Defense is going to be on point. I love what I saw from them, the game they just played. I watched them play North Texas. They put hands, feet, chins, elbows, everything they could find on North Texas, man, who had one of the most explosive offense in college football. They had him in the chokehold. So I didn't think he had that Muschamp type dominant defense, but I was impressed with that game. I think he's a leader of men. The offensive coordinator hire that he made was impressive. So he's attracting big names, that other coaches. Clemson was out there. We'll talk about the OC hire, but Clemson was out there. Other coaches was out there. So I like the hire right now, bro. Like you miss on Lane. We talked about on this show. If you miss on Lane, it's going to be, Lane or bust. We bust. But considering that we bust, I think that's the best hire that we could have made. Young up-and-coming guy. I like the energy. The fan base is translating to the same thing. We'll see how he closed. I thought he closed well in the recruiting trail. In the high school early signing day, he's going to have to hit the portal because we may lose a guy or two here and there. So overall, I'm not mad, man. Ready to rock and roll. Get these lies off.
Ace Wade, sorry to interrupt. North Texas led the nation in scoring with 46.8 points. So great defensive effort. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah. I was gonna say I just agree with Corey in the sense, like I feel like the energy is there for him. I feel like that's one thing I kind of, even me going to the games I went to during the Napier era, was like the sideline energy was always like just level. It was never up, it was never low, it was always just level. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's gonna bring that factor to where guys are gonna want to play a little bit harder for him. And I just feel like we're gonna have the identity of just being tough guys. Like former linebacker, I'm sure he lives off just toughness and grit. And it's like having that identity with the roster we got, I feel like that can take us a long way. On top of the great hires we have a great offensive minded coach now, so we can get a new scheme in there. Like it's looking great. I'm happy. I don't want to get too excited and get ahead of myself, but I'm liking how all the chips are falling so far.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I think that he won the press conference as well as he's going to. There's a really good article that Andy Staples put out today that kind of goes through the process and why information was out there that was out there. I know people are still in the comments about it. Why information was out there, where Florida felt, how comfortable they felt all the way up through November 14th of last month. So, but I thought he came in. I thought that he did well. He's a football guy, right? I mean, he's going to be a little quirky. Some of his jokes are going to be good. Some of his jokes are going to be bad. But I think what you see, I got the chance to talk to a few coaches, a couple guys that used to work at UF, and one guy that used to work at USF, and they've all said really great things about him. And I know that this is going to go over, and a lot of people like he's another G5 coach from Louisiana. And I really implore you to read that Andy Staples article because he mentions that Jon Sumrall asked that question to Scott Strickland. So he dives into the discussion with Scott Strickland. But I think when you look at the progression of his teams, what he's inherited, he's been to 4 straight conference championships. He had to rebuild his entire roster this year. I think they had 60 new guys on their roster this year. And now they're going to get the chance to go play in the college football playoff. So I think when you look at guys and roster building, you look at retention, you look at what he's done and been able to get as a defensive coordinator, as an offensive coordinator, some of the names that are being thrown around for some of these other positions. Now, I'm not going to fall into the trap that I did 4 years ago when Billy Napier got hired and all of these names came out and we're like, oh, we're going to get this guy from the NFL and this guy from the NFL and this is going to be an all-star staff. Like until it happens. But so far what I've seen is you have probably our best position coach coming back or one of the best position coaches coming back in Gerald Chapman. You have a guy. I'm sorry.
The best. He's the best. He's the best position coach on staff. You can say it.
Yep. Yeah, between him and Jaluk, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, Jaluk, I think his fate was sealed when he punched the LSU kid.
That's a fact. He kind of knew that was done there.
But I also think that a new offense coordinator is going to probably be a running back coach. Like I love Jawan Sider. I think that there's a few really special running back coaches, and I think Jabbar Jaluk is great, and he's going to land on his feet and get a good job. But I think that that's probably a position that there's a lot of really good coaches out there for, or like the delta between really good is, I mean, Jordan, you might know better than I do. Like, I just don't know if there's going to be a huge fall off or it could be an upgrade, but I think that's
I agree.
The offense coordinator is going to probably bring over.
Yeah, I don't think we ever had a bad running back coach at Florida. Like Tim Skipper, every running back coach he brought in has been good.
It's kind of hard to be a bad one unless you're like not teaching ball security and like your dude's fumbling all over the place. Like I think people were saying this year, it's just an example, like Willie Taggart's a bad running back coach because Derrick Henry has a season high of fumbles this year and like probably wasn't emphasizing ball security to the 10-year vet who's been killing the game for a long time, and it shows. Like that's the type of like a bad running back coach you can be. But other than that, I mean, that position's pretty like a self-explanatory, and that if you got guys who know what they're doing, they can make you look good.
Yeah. And then, I think, we'll just jump into it now. I think it's important to talk about. We're going to talk offensive coordinator first and then defense coordinator. Buster Faulkner from Georgia Tech, a guy that interviewed or was going to interview for the Memphis head coach job. There was some discussion that he might be involved in that Southern Mississippi job. I don't think that that's true. He's here in Gainesville right now. He was a Broyles Award semifinalist. He won the Football Scoop Coordinator of the Year award this year. But you look at Georgia Tech, and Corey, you had mentioned it, that if Brent Key got hired away by Florida or somewhere else, that Buster Faulkner is probably going to be the guy that was going to take over at Georgia Tech next year. So you might only have him for a year or two. But in my opinion, one of the best offensive coordinator hires I think you can get in the country right now.
Everybody know I'm a big fan of Haynes Luther King in that offense over there, bro. Before it became, I didn't know this guy would ever be an offensive coordinator, but I like what they had going. And you're right, bro. Like we get to see now too what Brent Key is all about now that Faulkner's gone. But to be able to bring in a guy like that, he's not. And one of the things too, y'all had to educate myself on Faulkner and do some history on like how he called plays and his offenses. because what they run at Georgia Tech seems, not healthy for quarterbacks to just be ramming it, down between the tackles, with a lot of snaps. So to see that he kind of adapts to the skill set of the team and the talent on the roster gives me Dan Mullen vibes. I'm not saying they're the same, but being able to adapt to what's on your roster is definitely a plus. I like a lot of things about Faulkner, bro. I want to see who he hires for offensive line, coach, receiver, how he fills that room out. But, the initial hire, I did not expect us to land him. So I am impressed.
Yeah. Yeah. When his name got thrown around, just a little trepidation, with just kind of names that are getting thrown around, as they did this offseason or this season with head coach. I'm like, man, I think he's going to probably get a head coaching job, that Memphis job, that USM job, our Southern Miss job, like all of those is like, man, he's probably going to go somewhere else, or maybe he runs it back with Brent Key for one more year and then, elevates them. But, there's an opportunity for Florida to make a splash hire. And I think that they finally did it. And when you get a coach like Jon Sumrall that a lot of fans maybe aren't as familiar with, what do you do to win them over? You go and make great hires, at least on paper, and you get that excitement. And all of a sudden the internet tenor seems quite a bit different now than it did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I'd like to, do you know what his salary is?
No, I don't think that hasn't been released yet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, even with the 2-year thing that you was mentioning, like just go get the best available candidate. I think our roster is pretty solid. They're gonna have to make some transfer portal moves, and we'll see what sticks as well, talent wise. But I think the roster, the core of it, is set up to go make a run. You got the right core pieces, and you need to add some, but go get the best coach available. Nick Saban, other offense coordinators, Dan Lanning out at other head coaches. Dan Lanning out at Oregon, he's having that same thing where he's having to rehire elite coordinators every year or two. That's a good problem to have. Hire the best available guy, and if it works out, then you just got to make another hire, but that's a good problem to have. So I'm with it.
Yeah. From Pro Football, from the Football Scoop announcement that he was the coordinator of the year, Georgia Tech finished 12th nationally, 466.3 yards per game, 7.09 yards per play, which was 7th nationally. And almost a yard per play improvement from 2024. So huge. Obviously, Haynes Luther King, as Corey would say, is incredible, and he really works in that offense. And I think that what you've seen, Esther, out of Buster Faulkner, both at Georgia and at Georgia Tech, is his ability to adapt to the players that he has and not just try to force one system down. So Florida's going to have some choices to make. Both players are going to be able to make choices, and the coaching staff's going to make some choices about what that offense looks like next year. But I did see that Vernell Brown, I didn't think that he would leave, but he has made the announcement that he is coming back next year.
I expect all the legacy kids to stay put. I don't expect any of those boys to leave because they just get it through and through.
So that's Buster Faulkner. Yeah, I mean, just
who would y'all want for O-line if y'all could pick one?
Uncle Phil, man.
Uncle Phil. I've been hearing that's the word on the streets. I'll be happy with that.
Somebody said that he followed Buster Faulkner on Twitter recently.
He followed me. That's most important. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well.
I ain't gonna tell y'all what he DM'd me.
Uh-oh.
I can't. He didn't DM me anything.
How about I say it cost $250?
That's the $250.
Yeah, slide to Corey's DMs for $250.
The $250 DM charge.
I don't know enough coaches' names anymore, especially with how often they move around. I know somebody said Brad Davis. He previously coached at UF. He was at LSU without a job now. Phil Trotwine, to me, I thought he built incredible offensive lines at Penn State, recruited really well, very highly regarded in the industry. Obviously went to University of Florida, but is from the upper mid-Atlantic Northeast, right? So does he want to stay kind of where he's from, where his family is? Does Matt Campbell try to keep him? I'm sure he'll try. I don't know. I don't know if he wants to come back to Gainesville or what, but that would certainly be a coach that I would love to have in Gainesville. Where's the orange and blue and a highly regarded offensive line coach? And we only need one of them if you hire him.
For sure. For sure. We don't need two of them. And he got some guys that we could go get, in the portal, because the Penn State guys are definitely following. James Franklin already Virginia Tech, but if we get Phil, we could bring on a couple of those hogs that they got out there in Pennsylvania, man. But that's the ideal. There's some guys out there. What's up with, I'm forgetting Arkansas's head coach name. What's up with him right now? Sam Pittman. Wouldn't mind Sam Pittman as well.
I thought that there was discussion, and don't hold me to this. I thought there was discussion that he was kind of working his way towards retirement, and maybe he's done. I don't know how much more left in the. Obviously, he's the best offensive line coach in college football. But is he looking to go back into that kind of role? I don't know.
Right.
Especially
with Pittman, like co-OC, executive head coach, like type title and pay. For him, a guy that's a former head coach at the tail end age wise, so it would have to be something crazy like that. But wouldn't mind Sam Pittman as well.
Is Savage going to LSU with Kiffin?
Yeah,
Tragic.
I think so. Yeah,
that's the next. Big
I haven't heard
strength and conditioning.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything on strength and conditioning. I mean, today all of the news came out that nobody's being retained except for Gerald Chapman on field. I know people are talking about Katie Turner and Joe Hamilton and the rest. I don't even know how those conversations have gone. I would imagine that Florida is going to try to keep Katie Turner. I don't know what that does with her situation, with her now husband being, a wide receiver coach.
Yeah.
Say again?
It's probably a package deal.
Yeah, no, I would imagine that's a package deal. She's not cheap, so I don't know what that looks like. James Madison comes calling. I don't know if they have the funds to pay her what Florida's paying her. And Joe Hamilton, I know that he's well regarded. I would imagine that some of these off the field staffers will stick around, but
I think Joe is an asset.
Yeah.
Right. Some of these people, I know we always do this every time we fire somebody, like, oh, we need to keep this off the field person, that off the field person. Joe Hamilton is a real plug in Texas. Like he's almost as valuable as an on the field guy. I'll put his value right up there with Chapman as far as what they do. He's one of the best in the business with, being able to close relationship wise. He's a dog. The kids relate to him. They think he's Rod Wave, etc. So
that's most important.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick ad read for our friends over at Home Field Apparel. Go visit homefieldapparel.com. Go use promo code Stadium and Gale at checkout. You get 20% off of your order. It's a great time. We're in the holiday season. Buy now. You'll get your shirts. Say what?
I said, finally. You've been saying holiday season since September, my guy.
Well, September 1st is the start of Christmas season. So we are nearing the middle of our holiday season now with Home Field Apparel. But get it for a Gator fan in your life. They have 6 different pages worth of vintage logos and designs. They have 100 different other schools. If you have a friend, family, relative, colleague that went to another school, the promo code works across the entire website. Go visit homefieldapparel.com. Use promo code Stadium and Gale to get 20% off of your order. But I'm excited. Buster Faulkner as the offensive coordinator at UF. Brad White is the new defense coordinator, comes to the University of Florida from Kentucky. Him and Jon Sumrall worked together when he was there. Last couple seasons at Kentucky, defense maybe not as stout as it was before, but certainly one of the better, more well-respected guys. Worked for a long time under Mark Stoops, who's a well-respected defensive guy. What do you guys think on Brad White coming over?
I think he's a solid DC. He was with Mark Stoops, so he's learning from one of the best defensive coordinators. That defense was really good until they started getting checked out and looking around for other jobs. Yeah. They started doing them down. They always had us in the headlock, but those first, 4 or 5 years there before, Mark was looking for a new job every offseason, they were locked in and pretty solid as a unit. So we'll see what kind of outfit they put. I think it's going to come down to hiring. It's Jon Sumrall's defense. I like that he made a strong hire as a DC. That means he wants to delegate. That's already a step up and an improvement from the last guy. Even though he's a defensive guy, he's still, is on the CEO it from the top, and he got a guy that's got SEC experience to be able to, call plays. He know the league, recruiting wise. He's gonna know a lot of the relationships, like in Florida, in the Southeast. Is a familiar name and face. So good hire, bro. Like I have no complaints about either one of the coordinator spots.
Yeah. Under Brad White, Kentucky, from 2018 to 2024, every season had a top 45 FBS defense, 4 defenses that were top 25 in 2018, 2019, 21, and 22. In 2024, Kentucky was 6th in the FBS in red zone defense, 21st in pass defense. I think he put 14 guys into the NFL, 6 in the top 2 rounds on the defensive side of the ball. And that's at Kentucky. You should hopefully be able to get some better players, some more athletes at that position. And now it's an opportunity, I think, with him and his pedigree and his tenure. It's going to be interesting to see, what who he might bring over, staff wise and what the rest of that staff might look like. But, I think if you're and you're looking at opportunities, you went and got a guy, I think.
Yeah.
I just think that just from what I've been hearing or word on the streets, that obviously he's been around a lot of great defensive coaches. And as a dude who's a former player, he has a lot of trust in this guy to go make that big hire, the kind of shoes he has to fill. And I honestly feel like we have better talent on defense as well than Kentucky. So if they can come and emulate the stuff that they did in Kentucky with our guys, I think we'll play lights out. I mean, our defense was great this year. Even when our offense was putting us in bad situations all year long, like they managed to, hang in there, even with some young guys on the back end with the DBs. So I think we'll be good. We got some dudes getting a little bit older. We're losing some of these D linemen, but some of the younger guys was able to step up too while Caleb was hurt and stuff like that. So I think we'll be good on the defense end of the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Florida, I mean, obviously we've seen some improvement. It's maybe not been the Florida defense that we grew up watching or that we've been accustomed to, but I think that Florida has some guys going into next season, and obviously retention and talent acquisition is going to be big, but there should be an opportunity for Florida to really mature this offseason, and hopefully grow to that, if they can be another top 45, top 40, top 35 defense, and hopefully with Buster Fall coming in, you start to put up some more points. Florida, it doesn't need to have a top 10 defense potentially under Buster Faulkner to be able to compete with everybody. But the fact that he's been able to be as successful as he was with players that went to Kentucky, especially even before the transfer portal and a lot of these, 1-year stopgaps and 1-year rentals that we have now, the fact that he was able to do that in 2018 and 2019 and 2021 before, kind of this slew of change came in at Kentucky, to me shows a lot about what he can do. Now, you take him away from Mark Stoops, how much of a role did Mark Stoops have in calling that defense versus, Mark White? But, I think that he's probably learned enough by osmosis to be able to come in and say, let's build something and let's do this better. And I think he's inheriting a good group. I think it's less of a rebuild than maybe the offense will be with Buster Faulkner.
I think stylistically, I like Jon Sumrall's defense better than I would say Mark. Like they look like they played less zone off coverage, more attacking. It was very impressive from what I saw. When they checked out the game where they beat Duke and some of the other Power 4 teams that they face, he's not a passive bend, don't break type of guy. Like they attack. So it would be one thing if he was coming to work for an offensive coordinator, and then you wondering, okay, how much of a of Mark Stoops' influence was on that defense. But being that this is going to be a defensive led regime, I'm confident about the defensive side of the ball being strong to good to strong. Offensive hire is just as strong. You got a balanced staff. Like our last staff, we're gonna see as this thing fills out of like how under qualified a lot of those guys were, just from an experience standpoint. Like, to go after guys with SEC and big boy experience, winning right now, guys with big names, not up and coming guys that we got to sell and convince us that's good. So the staff is going to be upgraded. They still got to go win the football games, but the staff is definitely being upgraded right now.
Yeah. No, it's just a matter of yeah, he's going to be Jon Sumrall's in town, I believe, through Tuesday. And then he'll head back as Tulane prepares for their game against Ole Miss in the first round of the college football playoff. I'm not sure what he's going to do in Gainesville, if he's going to be here next week. I doubt that he will be, but I would imagine that you'll start to see some more coaching announcements. Brad White no longer has any obligation, and Buster Faulkner, his obligation is starting to minimize as Georgia Tech gets to their bowl game and then out. So, I would imagine that you'll start to see some coaches' names start to pop up. There's been a number of names that have been thrown around on the internet and on football, maybe not on Football Scoop, on through the message boards. There's going to be names. There's a lot of names that are going to be thrown around, but I would imagine over the next couple of days, you will start to see, some of these hires get announced. I just want to see guys that have the pedigree, No more learning on this isn't that job anymore.
It was never that job. It never was that job. It verbally said, Jordan, were you on the staff on the team when J1 Sada was here?
Yeah, I was. I saw my dog in the comments, but I didn't want to cut nobody off.
Are you good, bro?
Wait, where?
I think he said it twice. Gator bags.
Said what?
Asked him, was he here when J1 Sider was here? Sider's not going to be the guy. I see the Notre Dame staff is actually getting some looks from the Giants, saying that there's some people saying that my man Freeman is the leading candidate for that Giants job. And I know that's the thing that Sider was going to do before Notre Dame came a calling. He was looking at possibly going to the NFL. These guys are getting tired of recruiting, man. So that would be a good look for them. So, but we got some good names on that running back coach board as well. Jaluk is a guy that I would love to say would have loved for him to stay here if he ain't open here and slap somebody. Like the guy, he can recruit and he also coaches well. I think just outside of that move, sometimes you just make mistakes, bro. Like, you're in the moment. He shouldn't have made it, but he's a good dude. Don't let that be the definition or define Jaluk in any type of way. He's a good dude. But I'm hearing some good names, man, running back coach wise. Don't want to throw nothing out there, but the names, 2 or 3 names that I'm hearing, one very strongly, are all top tier guys at running back coach. So sit tight.
Quack, quack.
Everybody quack, quack. Everybody want to know what Jaden Barr is going to do. And I mean, give me your take on even that. Like, I think Jaden Barr got 1 year left in my mind, right? He's not a 4-year guy. I don't think he leaves, man.
Yeah, I don't see him leaving. I feel like you got your name stamped on a real big school like Florida already. You potentially can break more records coming back for your junior year. All your boys potentially staying too. Like, what you about to go leave for? You gonna go make money in the NFL. It's not like you about to be a bust. Like,
right.
So it's not about the money, and Florida got the money to pay him.
I mean,
So I'm like, I don't really see the problem. I don't see any instance where he's leaving, honestly, unless he's like really ring chasing. But where are you even gonna go for that? You don't even got a secure team that's gonna do that. ETN tried that same thing and it wasn't successful.
Yeah. I mean, Texas is gonna they're gonna throw him something crazy. But I'm with you. And then Buckner's offense is suited for running backs. Like, he's gonna get the bulk of the carry. He's the bell cow. I think these next guys, I don't think Faulkner is gonna be giving him and splitting his carries with guys that aren't on his talent level. So I think his carries go up even higher. I think his yardage, he's a guy that go get 1,500, maybe on the fringe of 2 stacks. Even like, I think with a Buster Faulkner offense, if he's healthy, if they're feeding him like they should, he's a guy that can go contend for like the Heisman. He got that type of skill set. So I don't know if it makes a lot of sense for him to even flirt around with leaving, man. You hold whatever offers you got for leverage to get a good deal from Florida. You sit put, and then you go set off into the sunset as one of the Gator greats, man.
Yeah. No, and I think that they're going to do whatever they can to keep him. And, if he wants to go explore something else because he wants a different experience, then you can't hold that against him. But I think Florida's going to do whatever they can. And I do think that he'll be back next year. And it's all him, right? Going into this year, we thought it was going to be sharing the ball with Jacoby Jackson and everything else. He comes in, hits 1,000 yards, 266 to end the season, comes in with an offense coordinator, very highly respected, very highly regarded. You have an opportunity to go make an impact, and then you're going to go to the NFL. Like, he's going to go to the NFL from Florida the same way he would go if he went to Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia. Like, you still have, that opportunity. Well, Corey, we have your special guests waiting, so we're going to invite them on. But before we do that, let's give a shout out to our friends over at Game Time Sidekicks. Want a cool cup like this one Jordan has, the one Corey's got, go visit GameTimeSidekicks.com. Use promo code Stadium15. You get 15% off of your order. No joke. The other day I had one of ice water in my car, sat outside in a parking lot with it for 4 hours. There's still ice in it when I got back. So it is a great quality cup. Support a Gator living in Knoxville. Tyler's a great dude, great company, great cups, keeps your hot drinks hot, your cold drinks cold. Go visit GameTimeSidekicks.com, promo code Stadium15 for 15% off of your order. And with that, we are going to welcome Nikita Lagaway and Glenda Hampton. Yes?
Hi. Hello. How are
Glenda
y'all?
Hampton
Hello.
of the Momagers podcast to the show.
Yes. Hello. Hello.
Welcome to Stadium and Gale again. Nikki's been on here before. Want to come on. We have our big intro or their introduction podcast dropping this Thursday. Go to the YouTube, subscribe, go to Instagram, go to Twitter, follow them on absolutely every platform. A platform that I think is bigger than just a podcast, bigger than just football, more of a family show than anything from a mama's perspective. But you guys give, your explanation of the podcast and your purpose behind it. I'll let you ladies take the wheel.
All right. Thank you. Yes. So when we got started with the recruiting process for our boys, we had no one wanted to give information. It was just really difficult. And so over these years that we've done this, we've learned so much. And we're so grateful for everything that we learned, everyone that was willing to help us and teach us along the way, that we just felt like we needed a platform where we can pay it forward. We have so many great athletes out there and so many great parents, families, aunties, uncles, grandparents that are trying to get their athlete to the next level. And there's so many unanswered questions, so many things that they don't know. And no one wants to help or no one wants to direct them. And listen, there's no cookie cutter way. Everybody's journey is different. And every avenue that you go through is going to be different. Every position on the team, their recruitment looks different. So we just wanted to have a platform to where we can be real, be honest of some of the myths, some of the hacks, some of the do's, don'ts, some of the things that happened to us that hurt us rather than helped us sometimes. We just want to have a platform where we can come on, share that information to maybe help someone else along the way so they won't struggle and have as many mistakes. Because, we're not going to say the struggle is not going to happen because the way this world is changing all the time, come on now. It's hard to keep up. But I just want to put people in those right rooms to know the people to talk to, the questions to ask, and things like that. Give them the confidence.
And another thing is that, we want to just reach, momagers. We want to reach people who are really supporting their athletes and encourage them along the way, because this is a true journey. And with the landscape changing so often, so frequently, you need somebody that you can call, you can talk to, you can learn from. And our goal is just to make people aware of what to do, how to do it, who they need in their circle.
Yeah.
And just support them, inspire them along the way, because there's some good days, some bad days. We just want to keep it real with them and let them know, hey, you're not doing this alone. Yeah. There's other people out there that are going through, that have been through, and you know what? We just want to create an amazing community where we just support each other.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize like how, because I know DJ has a manager, and they both have agents, and a lot of team around them. But just being around you ladies, I realized like how busy y'all were, and I was like, man, the momagers might need a momager, right? So what's
Definitely,
that?
every day there's never a dull moment in our world.
Never.
Mm-mm.
Always something going on.
Mhm.
Promise you that.
Yes.
What is that like for like the other like moms on the team? What kind of feedback you're hearing? Because we just been putting out little snippets and little marketing pieces out. What's the feedback you've been getting from other moms around the team and just maybe around in Texas where you guys are from?
They're loving it. Like they're saying, man, I wish somebody had something like this for me. Like, y'all, this is so powerful, so impactful. And they're loving it. I mean, we're getting great feedback. Like, man, this is stuff that we need. Like, because they don't know. A lot of people don't know where to begin. And like the mamas that are already in the process, like they're like that are in college, they're like, man, why couldn't this have come 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it may be?
And on my end, the people who my colleagues from the agents that because I'm a real estate broker by trade, the agents that have seen me and raise my kids as athletes, and they're always asking where are you going this week, who's doing this, who's doing that, and they see me grinding daily. They're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so good. I can't wait to hear your story, and I can't wait to meet Mama Lagaway, and everybody here around us, they're just excited.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So give us more petty news.
Yeah, and it's gonna be more. You guys can jump in too as well, Dan and Jordan. But it's gonna be community driven, right? So we're building out a community and a Discord channel with a lot of playbook, what we're calling it, whereas newsletter, homework type stuff, and information for after each episode for moms to download and take in the knowledge, whether it's from how to hire an agent, how to deal with branding, how to deal with the recruiting process, workout, or just, the mental side of things, dealing with the stress levels and finding that me time. It's a lot of different levels to it, but it's going to be a good community for just moms in general outside of sports, because it's more of a family show, like I was saying. So it's just not predicated on sports. All moms don't have kids in sports, but they still got to manage the family. So that's the feel of it.
Yeah, man, I like it a lot. I would say just me being a former player, and I had a single mom growing up, and I just love that you guys are doing this now, because my mom was in shambles. She working long days, long nights. I'm going to practice. She got to come pick me up from practice. Like, she was just, making it happen and making things go by. I think with what you guys are doing now, it would definitely give her so much more information and insight on what's to know, what's to be expected. Like, we drove up to Gainesville at my time in Florida. My mom had no clue what any of it looked like. She had no clue of like room and board. I was one of the first people in my family to go to college. Like, it's a lot of things that you just have to unpack and unfold. And like, on top of being an athlete, let alone a student, I feel like it's a lot that comes into it. So I'm really excited to see what this goes on for you ladies. I think you guys are doing something really special.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we want to help. We want to support the parents, the moms, the aunties, uncles, grandparents. We want to help support them so they can continue to focus on supporting the child, or the young man, young woman, young athlete, whomever, because it is so important when they get to that level to dealing with all the things they deal with. They need their mom. They need their dad. They don't need a coach. They need someone to talk to. They need someone to be supported, to count on them. They can call on to have those emotional moments. They don't need someone always barking business. So we're going to take care of that, but you got to know the difference. And so we want to help parents learn how to navigate that. Now, we don't know it all. We're still learning too, but we have gotten further along in the game than most. So we want to share what we know.
Right.
I've got a question, and first I want to shameless plug. We've gotten the opportunity to meet both of your sons in a variety of different situations, both at the Lagaway Foundation event, which was incredible. That's when we got to meet DeBron for the first time too. And then when we did our Independent Gator Media Day, DeBron showed up, I think at the behest of the coaching staff, not wanting them to be there. So I appreciate him. And congratulations to him for going on scholarship. So I just wanted to say, you guys have both raised incredible, young, well-spoken, poignant, respect, just really great kids. And so I applaud to you guys. But I did want to read a question from the chat here. And it's probably something that we think of often in college football and sports in general is pretty rabid. The fan base is pretty rabid. Fans say a lot of things, and a lot of it could be pointed at your son, and you kind of look through and read that. As moms and as momagers, and thinking of the business side as well as the family side of it, how do you guys balance kind of that emotional piece of it as parents and momagers?
Okay, it's simple. Since high school, my son and I and my family, we have this saying, we ignore the noise. Listen, they talked about Jesus Christ and he was healing the dead, saving people, raising the dead, healing people. And they talked about him, they crucified him. Who are we? Nobody can right. Him. I could care less what anybody has to say. They don't, first of all, know us. They don't feed us. They don't clothe me. They don't have a roof over my head. So their opinion, I don't give a rat's tail about. But I have learned, like, and Glenda will tell you, she's really good at, she keeps up with the social media and all that good stuff. I don't. I protect my peace at all costs. And no one will have peace reading something that an adult has insulted or said about their son or their child. So I don't even pay attention to it. It's sad that my son is a Florida Gator and I don't like none of the Florida Gator pages. I don't subscribe to anything that the Florida Gators have because those fans, okay, anyways. But yes, I still ignore the noise because DJ is a wonderful young man. Yeah. His character will always far succeed his talent on the field. And that's all that I care about, that I raised a young Christian athlete who will succeed in life. And what these people say to put their mouth on anybody, it doesn't matter.
I love it.
I feel like I'm at a Kirk Franklin concert.
Bars, come on now. Man. You gotta join it.
Bars. I love it. I love it.
You know, I just, we've always raised DeBron to, focus on himself. Focus on the team, focus on evolving, focus on, being a great leader. And, people are always going to say what they got to say and stuff, but just stay on your path, right? Stay on your path, keep going, keep it moving and stuff. And so, people are always going to talk. They always got something to say. Yeah. And if you don't, if you're not doing something right or in giving them something to talk about, then, hey, we need to work some more.
Yeah.
That's my work to do. Yeah. So.
What is, and I don't want to spoil anything from the podcast. I'm really, really excited to watch. And I've gotten the opportunity to talk to Corey a lot about what you guys are working on. What's the one biggest piece of advice that you would give to a momager or maybe even a dadager in some case that you would give based on what you guys have learned over the last couple of years?
Well, my biggest piece would be there for your child. Support them, love them, be a parent first. Know the difference in how to set the boundaries and know when to be business and when they need mama or daddy. You got to know the difference. That's a fine line, but you got to know it.
Mine would say, I would really, ditto what she said. But other than that, I would say, listen and build a relationship with your child, because at the next level, it's going to be a season that they've never walked in before. And it comes a point to where you can't be there with them 24/7. They're going to encounter things. They're going to experience things. And you want to make sure that you create a space. They trust you enough that you create a space where they can communicate with you freely. And so that don't just happen overnight. Mm-hmm. It starts when they're kids, when they're children, as they go through the ranks, because you've always been there to support them. They trust you and stuff. So other than what she said, I would say definitely build the relationship with your athlete. Yes. Don't be one of them ones that it's draft day and my son getting drafted and that's my son. That's my son. Be there from day one. Be there from day one. Build that relationship. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love like how far ends of the spectrum this whole relationship, even with you ladies, are. Like one son, like DeBron, come as a walk-on. They played together since Pop Warner days, but DJ's the Gatorade Player of the Year, and you just get both perspectives and walks of this journey of college athletes and you guys' role in it. I think it's a very unique platform. We're gonna lunch on Thursday. We'll have some content, rolling out this week, lunch on Thursday. But I think the journey and what we're trying to build is going to be something that's substantial and goes past, these guys' college playing days. I think we're going to give a lot of game. I'm in Miami all the time working around NL and high school athletes. And when I announced this, a lot of the moms down there was just, they ready to get this information. The feedback is just tremendous. So thanks for choosing me to be on this journey with you guys. That's what I want to say.
Thank you.
So what can we expect? So the first episode is on Thursday, must watch TV. And then is it going to be weekly, bi-weekly? What's the rotation that we're going to be looking forward to?
We're going to start bi-weekly. We got enough to go like weekly, but we're going to start bi-weekly because of like some of the downloads of the playbook and things like that. And we have segments in between of short form content, polished and petty is what they call it. So we'll throw out some short form content. It's a different style than a podcast. So it'll be more confessional, just them two kind of venting type content. So the content is going to be plentiful, I would say, but it wouldn't all be full form, like, podcast length. Some of it's just going to be short form, but it's going to be daily content, I would say. Yeah. Bi-weekly podcast for now until like we get to the new year. Then we may go weekly. Depends what the demand looks like, but.
That's right. Remember, we're working mothers. We work as well. So.
Oh man, I love Corey. It's like, and the new year might be different.
Yeah,
New Year's in 3 weeks, brother.
that is true, but
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I mean, we are lunching during like the holidays, right? So I don't want to like every week but we'll figure it out, man. As the new year unfolds, with better lingo, I would say. As the new year unfolds, we'll see how it goes. But right now, it's going to be bi-weekly.
I love it, man. I love it. So where we can get this on YouTube, I presume. We can also get this on Apple, Spotify,
correct,
everywhere else. And it's just the Momagers.
Correct. The Momagers podcast.
Momagers podcast. I love it. You guys are great.
Thank you.
You guys have any other questions?
No. I'll talk with y'all tomorrow and they're ready for this rollout.
What time on Thursday?
Bright and early. So 11 a.m. we'll drop the first episode.
Okay. That's 10 a.m. Texas time.
Yes.
Correct.
Take off work. You guys have PTO, everybody. Not you guys, but everybody else has PTO. Time to burn.
That's right. Take off work. You're not going to want to miss it.
Throw it in the break room. Throw it on the office TV. Throw it behind the reception desk. The
subscribe for sure.
Yes, subscribe.
I love it. Well, thank you guys so much. Again, the Momagers podcast, Nikita Lagaway, and Glenda Hampton. We appreciate you so much for joining today.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thanks.
All right, talk to y'all later.
Talk to you later. Good night.
Good night.
It's gonna be good watch.
That's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
I think that they're gonna shed light on a lot of things just about life that I think is probably the most important. Like, even if you don't have a son or a daughter that's going to go play college football, just in general, I think that the way that maybe their ethos about life and about who to listen to, who not to listen to. There are some super chats. There were some other chats that we weren't going to ask. It's not the setting for that. So Army Sniper asking question in the future, and we'll give you a free one. So that's not the situation to announce the intentions with either of their sons about coming back or not. So, but yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yes, I like it, man. I think it's a good idea, man. I think it'll shed light on a lot of what moms go through and what parents go through on the athletes things. Like, I feel like oftentimes people forget that athletes are people too. You know what I'm saying? They have emotions. Of course, everybody strives to be their best and wants to do the best. Nobody wants to go out there and stink it up. Like I saw Nature Gator put in the comments that DJ earns money. Of course, no, I'm sure he didn't want to play like that. We didn't want to play like that. Nobody wanted to play like that. We all know he didn't want to earn his money, but like just the stuff that parents have to deal with on the other side of things, like your son or your daughter, whether she's a female athlete, coming home with emotional like damage because they're not performing to the level that they know that they can. And feel me, that it's real. Like, you got to take light into that, and I think that's going to be something that'll kind of, you know, shed light to the fans, because, you know, fans oftentimes see these kids got all this money, you live this great lifestyle, you drive this great car. What are you upset for? I have to go to work and work hard every day, and I haven't. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of hating, and I understand, but at the same time, he's still a person, bro.
He kind of hating.
He's still mad that he's not fully achieving his job and he wants to. Like, regardless of who it is, not DJ Lagaway, any athlete in general. Like, there's still people, even though they get paid tons of money to go play a game, like, it's for a very short time, and then they have to go deal with the whole another realm of mental health stuff on finding a new job and a new career after just giving your life to football for all these years. Like, it's a lot that goes into being an athlete, man. I think just this whole moms thing will kind of shed light on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good reminder that everybody is doing this for the first time, right? Like, you get one chance at life, and you're going to make bad decisions. You're going to have situations that kind of blow up in your face, and you're going to, but I think for the most part, like, everybody's trying, you know, and I think that that's an important, you know, just life thing, and the way that we treat people. And, you know, it's sad to see that the mom of a quarterback at UF, and you can take your thoughts about what that means to the side, but the fact that they don't want to read the comments because it can be so toxic. And I don't think that that's just a Gator thing. I think that that's a ecosystem of where we're at as a society, and the way that we talk about people and the way that we talk about people making mistakes. It's like people know when they're making mistakes, right? People know when they're disappointed, like they're disappointing themselves far more than they're disappointing you. And I think it's a good reminder in humanity, and it's a good reminder in humility, and especially with avatars and nameless, faceless internet culture that we're in, is like there's somebody on the other side of that comment. There's somebody on the other side that has those feelings, and there's loved ones that are associated with those people's lives that can take that and can feel a certain way because of your words, and words are really powerful things. So like, hopefully it's just a good like reminder mentally of what they're trying to do, but just like societally, like let's try to be better people.
Yeah. Like,
you don't need
y'all said, y'all said a lot of what I was gonna say, but it's just important too, just to and I just being around them. The one thing I gather, and I know how like you know toxic social media is, and they really just not on it, and that's like, if you're not on it, you're not taking that stuff in. Every random person with a random profile picture, you know, of God knows what, having an opinion about everything you do, from the money you make, the plays you make, you know, your decisions, you know, all of that, bro. Like, it really keeps you sane in that peace, you know. Reading that stuff, like I watched Felipe Frank spaz out and lose it a little bit, you know, reading fans and reading Twitter. So to watch some of the parents not be on social media, and the players as well in that same family not be on social media, it's really like eye-opening, right? And something you can learn from. Like, these apps is not a place to hang out, and especially if you're doing things that can be criticized. Like, if you're in the space of creating and doing anything special in life, people get opinions about it, and then it's up to you to take it in, you know, take it to heart, etc. But I'm good at just scrolling by that type of stuff. Everybody else not.
Yeah. I want to highlight this from great to be a Florida Gator. Thanks for setting that up, Corey. My mom passed away 4 years ago on December 14th. Was glad to see those loving mothers on tonight. The comments here were very supportive, and that was great. So thanks, Corey.
For the most part. And Army Sniper, I don't think he say anything. He's just trying to get some info. Like my dog just wants some insider heat. So Army Sniper ain't saying that too crazy.
I didn't think Chris's comment was at all rude or mean or anything else. It's just a matter of, DJ Lagaway will make an announcement of where he's going to be playing football when he's ready. And, I don't think that they want to announce that that she wants to announce it for her son, or that this is the medium to do so today. But we'll try to break the news if we find out early.
Let's try. I don't think I think we're good with DJ, man. I don't think there's no news to be brought. I mean, it's got to be official, and I'm not saying anything for certain, but I think DJ wants to be a Gator, and he don't really know that. The haters that are out there, he don't even know y'all exist, bro. He's just not on the app. He's just riding around rich. Just doing rich things, man.
Oh my God. All right. So again, thank you. The Momagers, that's Momagers podcast. Corey is I think the EP on it.
What's the EP? Oh yeah, executive producer. For sure.
Yeah. I think that's what they say in the industry. So
in the biz.
Done at a sound stage. I mean, it's. I haven't seen the final product, so I don't want to lie, but I saw the pictures from behind the scenes, and it's definitely more sophisticated than Stadium and Gale. I'll tell you that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's big production. It's a real studio. It's gonna grow into conferences and a whole lot of other things, man. We're already planning a early conference down in Miami with some of the, the moms down. Football is life in Texas, but it's definitely life in Dade. So we're planning some things down at our office studio in Brickell, where it's gonna be some moms that come and maybe Calvin Russell's mom, and some of the parents of moms that I've been working around that want to be a part of this platform as well. So we'll have Momager ambassadors and conferences. There's a lot of things past football and just a podcast that we're trying to do with this platform. So I'm just glad to be around it, man, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Help grow this thing and build it.
Corey,
let's get back to Gator football, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, no, I got a question for you. Last question on it. I asked them this question, so I'm going to ask you. What's one thing that you've learned from being the EP on this podcast about the process that they go through and their world that maybe you didn't know or shed some new light on? They're still in the green room watching, so
I didn't know that. So thanks for telling me. So just outside looking in, you just never know, the dynamics of people's families and who they really are. You see, DJ from afar, and he's a polished kid, and you see, the dad, you see the mom, and it looks like, the poster child of a family, right? The poster family. But just being around them and being like after the Mississippi State game, I was over to Nikki's home in Gainesville, and it's just real people, man. Like people that are real genuine, people that, open the door to me, and I feel like family being around them. When I went out to Texas to film this thing with them, it's just love. These people are real genuine people. And that's why I always preface my takes on DJ, even on Twitter. It's like, hey, I'm biased. I'm a little bit biased with a lot of things pertaining to that family, because these are real genuine people. They're really, really good people. Also with Glenda, same thing, being around. I met her husband, DeBron's older brother, and just the siblings, and they're really good people, man. So that's just it. And they work hard. Anything. When you're around them, it's family love, but it's also business. So it's just good vibes to be around.
Love it. Well, we will get on with a couple of final things here with the Florida Gators. This used to be something that was talked about for weeks and months leading up to it. People used to take off of work. People used to have pop-up podcasts. It used to be the bee's knees National Signing Day. And it wasn't just because the Gators were without, we're changing coaches, but National Signing Day is just not a thing anymore the way that it used to be. So National Signing Day, if you didn't know, was last week, early National Signing Day. There's another one, I believe, in February. But the Gators right now signed 18 players, 14 4-stars and 4 3-stars. With a 90.599 average ranking, score on 3 rivals, whatever they're calling it now. Gators of that kind of the bell cow of the class, Davion Grosse from Frisco, Texas, is the Gators' highest ranked commit, number 67 overall in the country, the number 10 wide receiver, and the number 8 player out of the state of Texas. They also get CJ Bronow, hold off Ohio State for him. KJ Ford, Kevin Ford from Duncanville, Texas. He's signed in the class. They held off, I believe, Texas A&M for him. Jeraylin McCoy, defensive lineman, held off some competition there. Justin Williams from Buchholz High School. Dylan Purder, this is a guy that Jon Sumrall stuffed Lane Kiffin in a locker from Tuskegee, Alabama. Number 181 overall, the number 15 safety in the country. Kendall Gurville, the offensive lineman. Will Griffin, who is the Florida Gatorade National Player of the Year. So congratulations to him as quarterback. Whatever position he's going to play, whether it's offensive tackle, the 6'6", 320-pound tight end, Hezzy Kent, Caden Hall, Marquise Daniel, Tyler Chikuum, Malik Morris, CJ Hester held off some competition for him. Janvier Carr held off Tennessee for him. Chancellor Campbell, offensive tackle, Desmond Green, who we've had on this pod, and then Javari Lucas round out that class. So right now, still some opportunity to take a few guys, but ranked 13th in the country. And I apologize to Mr. Carr because I definitely pronounced his name wrong. But you only lose one player, and he flipped to Washington, and that was the tight end from Hawaii.
Yeah, any tight end that Billy won't need to flip. So I ain't mad at that one. That's like an addition by subtraction.
No more tight ends. We good to go.
Yeah, any tight end that Billy was recruiting, no shots, man. I think this is like the best transition class that me as a fan that's been following recruiting and also, following firings and rehirings. Usually that class is a wash, and who you get, you never know how it's going to pan out. But the fact that he was able to retain most of that commit list, and Billy and the guys, they did eval well. The evaluation was on point. When I go down this list from top to bottom, I think this is going to end up like scoring out when it's all said and done. One of the best transition classes Florida ever had.
Yep. Yeah, no, they thought they did a good job. Obviously, I'll give Billy Napier credit. I think he mentioned it numerous times. And, this is a kind of a motif in college football right now, is committing to the school, not just the coach. And Florida has great NIL, great facilities, a great playing environment, a great culture. You play in the SEC, a fantastic academic institution, selling them on the school. And so, a good class overall. To only lose one player. You look at Penn State, for instance. I think they signed one player. I could be wrong. Maybe they signed a couple. But it just kind of shows you the difference, right? And then Jon Sumrall coming in, he still has to sell. He still has to hold off some of these, other schools, and a number of schools, Ohio State, Texas A&M, big schools that are out there playing in the college football playoff, and you held them off with just a couple of days. So good job by him. And, best of luck to all of these guys. Maybe a couple more recruitments between now and February, but I don't really know. I think now it's a retention and transfer portal.
That's gotta be the focus. Yeah. Yeah, I would think 'cause most of the classes in today's recruiting, early signing day, most of the the top players, and retention and transfer portal filling holes that we may be missing has got to be the focus. And then get your 27 board, 28 board, start aligning that. But I think it's a wrap for this class. But the class is really good for a transition class.
Yeah, no, you got some guys, KJ Hall, Grosse, Perder, some great talent. And, the way that I understand it is Perder and Summerall had a fantastic relationship, and he had the opportunity to go to LSU over Tulane. And most kids are going to take that opportunity to go to the big school. But to be able to follow the coach that maybe you always wanted to play with is really cool. So that's definitely a new name to look out for. But excited to see what this group does, but more excited to see what they're able to do retention wise and transfer portal wise. Nearing the end of the show, Sunbelt Billy and the boys are heading back to the Sunbelt.
That's crazy work.
Sunbelt Billy and the boys. The tweet.
I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, man. I think he's gonna go and be successful back in the Sunbelt again, right? He's gonna out recruit most of that conference and out talent. That's what he did at the last job. He out recruited everybody there with his skill set of knowledge that he gained at Bama and Clemson. So he come from some good coaches, but he couldn't out recruit and out talent everybody in the SEC and in Power 4 football. So that's the biggest difference. But I think he'll go back down there and be successful.
Yeah.
In that peace, calm.
And with a bunch of money in your bank account.
Yeah. I seen the JMU account say now we're just waiting. Billy's announced. Now we're waiting on the offensive coordinator. About that.
Contraire. I do think that they are. They did, I think, hone in on somebody that was the former East Tennessee State offensive coordinator. He's at Ole Miss right now, and I think he's going to kind of coach through some of that, and then he's going to end up there. So I didn't read too much into it, but Jon Sumrall's contract came out. This is kind of the last piece that I wanted to go over. 6 years, $45 million with a number of incentives that are in there. He can get over 44.7 million. He has the opportunity to earn over $15 million in incentives. He does get 2 cars, luxury cars, pretty sweet, and 30 hours of private jet usage. So nice little perk for him. I think they've included that in a lot of contracts, but overall contracts out there kind of all set in. And, Florida gave him an attractive offer for him. I think Tulane's offer was $4 million, I think. So he gets an extra $3 million a year, a lot of incentives that can be rewarded with, I think, a $5 million check if they win the college football playoff. So there we're at. Do you guys want to talk? Do you guys feel
I'm chilling. I do think it's a smarter contract, if this doesn't work out, like than the contracts we've been in the last 2 go rounds. So I do like that the contract's getting a little bit smarter, and we didn't go pay crazy, so the buyout shouldn't be too stupid. But yeah, I got time. What's up? What you thinking?
What are your guys' thoughts on college football playoff? Kind of what happened, what transpired? Notre Dame being ranked above Miami and for a couple weeks, and then all of a sudden Miami jumps them, no games played. You get JMU in there, you get Tulane in there. I mean, you guys have
I think Miami's a better football team than Notre Dame. Yeah. So, and they beat them head to head. So I think it's fair that Miami's in. They're not gonna make a run to go win this thing, so it don't really matter, right? It's interesting that Notre Dame sat out. I'm not mad at that either. They thought they got robbed, and also they believe that the bowl season is meaningless at this point. It's a lot of money to turn down. That's what makes it interesting, because they do get a big check for these bowl games. They're not a part of a conference. I know Notre Dame got their own bag going on, but I'm not mad at the playoff layout. It's going to be interesting in the future to see if they keep, the programs like, JMU and Tulane getting those opportunities. I think is necessary, but I don't know if both are deservingly, in that top 12, but they got to keep it open where team from the lower conferences get an opportunity. But I'm not mad at the playoffs. Bama with 3 losses, I thought was egregious. I don't think Bama should be in it. I wouldn't mind seeing somebody else. They look outclassed versus Georgia in the SEC championship game. -3 rushing yards is just egregious. So that's my only gripe. But I think Miami deserved to be in.
Yeah.
Hurts me to say it, but
Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, I was about to say I agree with the Miami part as far as being over Notre Dame, just because they beat them head to head, beat the better opponents that they played similar to each other, and as far as like the small schools like the JMU and the Tulane, I feel like that's kind of what we expanded this entire playoff picture for, right? For guys who are the smaller teams to be that Cinderella story to kind of make it to the end and be in that final dance. So I'm not against it. Give those guys an opportunity, give those guys a chance. It'll save us from having dudes like UCF has a banner that says national championship because they beat Auburn in a bowl game. Like, you feel me? Like they actually did that in their stadium, which is crazy. But now we get all that gray area out, and teams like JMU and Tulane can participate in the playoffs and potentially winning a real national championship. So they get to come play with the big dogs if they want to be big dogs and come walk in this park, If you just get dog washed or whatever you want to call it, all rattled up, then that's what just happens.
I think Tulane might run down on Ole Miss without Lane. To be honest with you, bro, like that.
I would love that. I would love it. I don't even
green.
care
I am green wave this week, my boy. Whenever they play, I am green wave, my boy.
RMFW.
Let's go. Let's go. What's your thoughts, man?
I thought it was just odd. I don't root or cheer. I don't have any feelings towards Notre Dame. Obviously, I have some pretty noted feelings about Miami. I did think it was weird to rank them higher for multiple weeks and then kind of pull the old switcheroo there at the end. If it's like, if the head-to-head mattered, then why didn't it matter a week before, 2 weeks before? Spence even said it. They're not choosing to play in a bowl game, which is their choice. I'm sure they had a player's vote on it, but the idea that like maybe a special teams guy is a senior, he thinks he's going to go play in a playoff game. And then all of a sudden his playing career is done for the rest of his life. I don't know. I think that the committee is a bit of a farce. I don't think that they really make sense. I think that they talk out of both sides of their mouth. They contradict each other constantly. And I think the more teams you add, just the more convoluted, that they go to 16 teams next year. We're going to have the same debate over team 14, 15, 16, 17. And are they going to feel like they're left out? And then it's going to be 24. And it's like, well, what are you doing all of this for? And I think that ultimately you're going to probably lose your SEC championship game, your Big 12 championship. BYU is out of the playoff now because they lost their championship game, but it didn't affect Alabama. Not that I think that BYU and Alabama are the same caliber, but it's like they just didn't seem to ever judge anything very fairly. What I will say, though, I'd watch out for that Texas Tech team. That was my first time watching them.
No, they
are a good football team. And I know 100%. You're like, Dan, you host a podcast. Like, sorry. But that Texas Tech
got a stick,
fun to
man.
Watch.
For sure. That offense, man, they spent a lot of money, in the transfer portal and bringing in a lot of talent. They got oil money out there, but the offense is fun to watch, fun to play in. It's going to be interesting, man. Anybody run up, and that's not the team you want to meet in the playoffs. Georgia's playing good as well. Who else I like? I like Texas A&M in the playoffs as well. Yeah. I think they're going to give Miami everything they can handle that first game. But it's wide open. There's no clear-cut guy right now. Ohio State. What about Big Sig Nettie?
Yeah, dude.
Pop. What? That was crazy, bro. That was crazy.
Dude. There was a clip that went around that said, in 2 years we're gonna hoist the Big Ten championship trophy and or win the Big 12 or Big 10, pardon me. And nobody would have believed that Indiana was gonna win the Big 10, right? Oh. Ohio State, Michigan, before the season started, Penn State, all business.
Bro, what a gangster, man. Signetti got body somewhere. I'm telling y'all, bro. What an absolute gangster. He old, but he got a young energy about himself. Some people comparing his walk off the field after winning the Big Ten with no grin to like Saban, how Saban leads those big wins. But congrats to them guys, man. Like he's building it. You know, a program like Indiana that never been good at football, like my entire lifetime, been a basketball program.
Yeah.
They look for real. Like they're well coached, they're well prepared. I tweeted that like second quarter. I was like, I don't know how this about to play out, but I'm impressed that every game I've ever seen them in, outside of last year, got a little ugly in the playoffs. I think they just ran out of gas their first time. And you got to learn a little bit. That experience last year, you know, was had them more prepared for this year, but they're just a well-prepared, well-coached football team from top to bottom. Like talent-wise, they're on point. They're not some miracle Cinderella program. Like they're for real. And they're gonna be around long as Cincinnati is around. So flowers to them boys.
Yeah. Am I frozen?
Yeah, man. I think that's gonna be interesting. Did y'all see the Texas A&M tackle say he don't know who Ruben Bain is?
I like it. He gonna find out though.
He said
they gonna win. I think they gonna win, but he gonna like.
He said, "I don't think we got to worry about him too much. We're pretty fine, but I haven't been able to watch the film yet. I don't know."
Texas A&M got a stick though, dog. I'm gonna be honest with you. They got a stick out there, bro.
Tell you what, I don't know who he ran into this year that play like that, boy, but he gonna find out.
Yeah, I don't think Bain has really met an offensive line. Like I think Notre Dame may have been the best line they face. Offensive line wise,
that was
game one
too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But I always just look at it like this: like as an offensive lineman, you're always at a disadvantage because, like 9 times out of 10, a defensive lineman is probably more athletic than you and probably more stronger than you. No matter
100% of the time more,
especially if you're talking like ACC and like SEC talent. Obviously, if you go a little bit lower, then the talent may drop off a little bit more. But them two, like Bain can easily go play in the SEC anywhere.
A good offensive coordinator could scheme a good defensive end out of the game. I think that's how Miami lost both those games. Even we did. Like we scheme, and Billy's not even the greatest of evaluate, but I think you can scheme him out of games a little bit if you know what you're doing. And I think Mike Echo and the guys with some time could scheme him out. He's gonna make plays because he's a top 10 type talent. He's gonna make plays, but I like that offensive line's talking like that. You know, that's the type of talk we need in the playoffs. Put a chip on them boys' shoulder. Now, if they talk like that and get smacked, now what?
I'm about to say, don't piss them off. Don't poke the bell too much now. Could have left the way he was at. He was hibernating.
That home field, bro, is going to be a lot, man. Like, I think that stadium, like Texas A&M, is going to be a lot for Miami to go handle, bro. And the talent, like just coaching. Like,
did you forget who's that quarterback for them? I still have no faith in that cat. I had no faith in him when he left Georgia.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna wet the bed.
All right, well, gentlemen, it was good to be back. Really good to see you guys. Nick got stuck at his event, so he wasn't able to join, but he'll be there tomorrow if you guys are in New York City. Gators play UConn at Madison Square Garden in basketball. Hopefully basketball team can start to turn some things around, start making some shots. But before we get out of here, Jordan, we'll give you Song of the Week. So start thinking about that a little bit. One final time for our friends over at Alumni Hall, go visit alumnihall.com or go visit them in Gainesville on Archer Road. The largest selection of Florida Gator apparel, accessories, cups. Go to Game Time Sidekicks for your cups, but if you're there, they sell cups, hoodies, jackets, whatever it might be, golf balls, accessories, Christmas ornaments, whatever it might be. alumnihall.com or Alumni Hall in Gainesville, right on Archer Road, will be the place to go. Jordan, what do we got?
I think I'm going with me and my daughter's new favorite song. It's called Beautiful Things by Benson Boone.
Okay. Banger.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't even know what's going on
here.
That's a banger?
It is. Sort of. There's actually some really good remixes of it if you're in the house music scene. But you've definitely heard the song, Corey. It's been on the radio for the last 6-8 months. So maybe longer.
That's the problem.
She's been listening to it at aftercare, and it transitioned to the house, and we be.
I'm pretty sure I heard it on like TikTok or something.
But. No, it was a TikTok trend early. This is just one of the. You know how there's songs in life that you like. I don't know who sings it. I don't know what the song's called, but you've heard it like 100 times at the store, cars, whatever. This is that song for you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but it's
Hey,
it's
thank
a
everybody
fun,
for tuning in, man. I appreciate. Thank y'all for enjoying the content. We got a lot of love in the comments today, man. Thanks for hanging out. We're back to normal. No glitchy Wi-Fi. Dan's back in the States.
We've got 6,600 people watching live.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So huge show.
W chat.
Yeah. W's in the chat. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Thanks everybody for sharing on X. And then please go check out the Momagers podcast with Glenda Hampton and Nikita Lagaway. That is going to be on Thursday. And we will see you guys at the same corner, same time next week.
See ya.